Kyra Phillips, co-host of Raising America, buddy from CNN.
Thank you.
Kyra and I go way back at CNN. It's
Way
great.
back.
Yeah, it's great to have you on the show. We have a really fun show today. We've got two women with really interesting obsessions. I'm always fascinated by people who are really obsessed with things. We've got a couple infatuated with Raggedy Ann, of all things. They have more than 2,000 Raggedy Ann dolls. We have another woman obsessed with bunnies. She has more than 30,000 things related to bunnies in her house. What's
wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it.
It makes Easter so much more fun.
That is true. And imagine the down after Easter's over. I mean, she must go that must be a low day on Dingus Day when it's over and the party's over. We also fashion expert Jill Martin is going to be here with some simple solutions, the most common fashion problems that we all face. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Anderson mentions, we go so far back, and I remember when you first got hired, and we're going back more than a decade. And this is, you saw how Anderson pulled my chair out. He sits me down. He's such a gentleman, right? And yes. So I remember I was in the newsroom, and Anderson was filling in with this female anchor. I won't mention her name. And she looks over at Anderson and says, "Hey, yeah, thanks for pitching in today. Thank you so much." And it was like, and Anderson just smiled and was a total gentleman. And then like a month later, his billboard in New York City, he's like the face of the network. You can see the bubble over his head. "Yeah, I pitched in."
No.
You were so wonderful.
It's been quite a ride, but yeah, it's great to see you and all your success, and your kids are so adorable. I was just looking at pictures of your kids.
Thank
they
you.
are like how old are they?
They have changed my life. They just turned 2. I have twins, a girl and a boy, and there they are.
I mean,
seriously, I feel like, yes.
I love that picture.
That's what happens when you let daddy do bath time.
By the way, 20 years from now, they're going to see this tape and they're going to be like, "You showed us in the bathtub?" What are you?
Did you notice I very carefully cropped right here?
Yes.
Although my daughter, that's another issue.
I like the future president t-shirts.
You like
they're
that?
wearing. Yes. Some big items in the news to talk about. Amanda Knox, the appellate court, I guess, in Italy, has ruled that it needs to go to a retrial. So this whole thing could start again for her.
Isn't that crazy? She just started her life all over again.
Yeah.
New boyfriend.
Yeah.
Thought she was moving on, and it's back. And it's so bizarre. I mean, if you read all the articles, it's like there's a lot of confusion to why this is happening.
Right.
again.
Well, her original trial was overturned by an appeals court, and I guess now this new court has decided the appeals court didn't have the proper authorization to rule the way they did, so it goes back to the appeals court. It's very confusing, but it could end up in a real retrial. The question is, will she actually return to Italy? And I don't think there's any way she's ever going to go back to Italy. No, she doesn't have to. She could be possibly, if convicted, they could request extradition, but the U.S. could be like, "We're not happy with the way the whole system played out, so we're not going to extradite her back." So I think she's fine. She's going to have to fight it from here, but if I was her, I'd be like, "I'm not going back at all."
No way.
I'm not even going to the Olive Garden. I'm like, which I think I read on Twitter. I think I read somebody saying that. We actually had her ex-boyfriend Raffaele Sollecito on this program last fall, and seemed like a sweet guy, and he had written a book. Here's some of what he said when he was on the program.
The detectives, they had a lot of pressure on them, and they just wanted to solve the case as quickly as possible. So me and Amanda, we were really naive. We trusted the police. I didn't touch anything. I didn't see the body. I never was on the murder scene. And for me, that was enough to just realize that it's impossible. They will never come to me and charge me for such a murder.
Well, they did charge him. So he's actually, it looks like he may have to face retrial as well. And he's actually in Italy. So for him, this is obviously a lot more serious.
A lot of attention. You sort of wonder what's behind all of this because it keeps coming up, and just the book deals and the interviews, and it's become known worldwide. I mean, do you think there's something strange going on there? Like Italy
so?
maybe wants the attention?
Well, I think there's a lot of politics involved in this, and it's sort of a sense of national pride. And I think there were people who were insulted that the trial was overturned and made Italy look bad. So I think there's a lot of politics maybe in these judges' decisions. But the fact that when you look at the evidence, it just doesn't seem to be there. And a lot of this just seemed to be this detective in Italy, decided they were guilty and just kind of forged ahead. The other big court case to talk about is the Supreme Court today takes up Proposition 8, the same-sex marriage discussion. They're going to be doing it as well tomorrow. And this is really a historic day. This could really be a case. I saw Jeff Toobin tweet earlier this morning that people are going to be talking about this 100 years from now. They're going to be talking about what happens today in the U.S. Supreme Court. So it's one of those rare days where a really huge historic decision could come that's going to impact everybody.
And I have branched off into another discussion, that is same-sex parenting.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting, I found, the number of conservatives that are against same-sex marriage, yet they're not against same-sex parenting. Isn't that interesting? And the research that I've read that, so many people, if you're two women raising a child, that child will be a mess. They won't grow up centered or together. Or, if you're two men raising a child. And it's been fascinating and fabulous just to read all the research out there that these kids are just as well-adjusted as a child raised by a heterosexual couple.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the judges decide. One of the judges, Chief Justice Roberts, his guest, he's a conservative judge, his guest to hear the briefings today is his cousin who's a lesbian. So I thought that's interesting, and sort of a lot of people are talking about that. I don't know what that means exactly, but he invited her to hear the discussions in the court today. So there are going to be arguments on that today and tomorrow, but there probably won't be a decision announced until sometime in June.
They need to go down there.
The what?
They need me to go down there.
They need you to go down there?
I got married in May. I deserve the right.
You know what? I would do whatever this guy says. I'm
Just
not
give me
gonna
an
argue.
hour. Give me 1 hour with those Supreme Court justices.
That's what the Supreme
whole
Court
thing will be
needs.
solved.
Right.
But you know what? Can I say something? I
The
want to say
Supreme
something.
Court needs you showing up with your little dog, Nico.
But
Excuse me.
No, but I want to say something. I'm going to say something.
That's going to set us back many years, Terrence.
I want to say something. Honestly, I will say this, and I'm not a very political person, but being able to go down and get our marriage license with my husband was the greatest thing that has ever happened. Ever. So.
It's a sense of freedom.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Look at how political I just got. Am I going
know.
to work at CNN?
Come
No.
on,
That's
tell
right.
him. You don't have to worry about
Is that-
politics.
Zip up your vest. I don't know what that means.
Wax those eyebrows.
Why are you wearing a vest? Are you cold? Is it that
I
cold
felt like
in here?
it was like a nice pop of color. See?
I see. I knew there was some thought that went into the whole ensemble.
I mean, you look like you're going out for Saturday Night Fever tonight with the black on black. So.
That's right. It's my Johnny Cash look. Yeah.
Or a funeral.
Hey,
The hottest funeral director around.
I'm upset because the other day we bought everybody in the audience Powerball lottery tickets, and I was so hoping someone in the audience was going to win and give me some of the money. Because I made separate deals with everybody in the audience that they would give me some of the money if I gave them a ticket. And I didn't even pay for the tickets. The show bought them the tickets, but I was going to get the money. Anyway, a guy, I guess, bought it in Passaic, New Jersey, and you know what? I'm really happy for this guy. He's a dad. He's 44 years old. Pedro Quezada. He was there buying a couple beers, and he buys these tickets every day.
Yeah, hold on a second. He was there buying a couple beers. Is that hilarious?
Yeah.
Let me get my couple brews. Oh, yeah, and a lottery ticket. Oh, and by the way, I'm a multi-gajillionaire now.
Yeah. $338 million. I just hope he gets a good lawyer and financial advisor, and then I hope he gets another lawyer to watch over that lawyer and that financial advisor, because we've heard so many horror stories of how this has ruined people's lives.
And his picture's on the front of the New York Post. It's like everybody knows who he is now.
I know. If I was him, I'd be like, I would not be on the paper. I would not have anybody know my name. I would not let my relatives know my name, you know. Like, I might maybe tell my mom, but that would be it. Like, you know, I would not tell anybody
I
else.
wonder what kind of beer he used to drink.
The what? They have to, in New Jersey, they announced it. Somebody in the audience was saying, I didn't realize
really?
that. So yeah, so I guess he had no other choice. But I just hope he stays level-headed and doesn't change his life too much. And well, what am I? He's got $338 million. Of course he's going to change his life. But would you change your life hugely?
You see, it's so easy to say, oh, I wouldn't change. I'd still go to work.
Right. But no, you
I'd
would
be
still go to
sipping
work.
that Mai Tai on
you
some
wouldn't.
Caribbean island.
That's what everybody thinks, but I don't think that's true. You would still go to work. You love your work.
Yeah, it's true. I'd get bored and antsy and feel
Right,
like I
yeah.
need to be doing something.
Yeah.
I would just buy a studio and put Anderson Cooper and me together doing
There
our
you
own
go.
show.
Right. So, when we have co-hosts coming on the show, we often ask them what kind of things they like, and because we love ridiculous infomercials, we often ask, is there an infomercial you really like? What was your infomercial? It was the
Flowbee.
The Flowbee, which I had not seen, but take a look. Have you guys seen the Flowbee? Apparently, not only does it blow the hair, it cuts it at the same time, so anyway, we sent for a Flowbee. It arrived just a short time ago. I've never actually seen this device.
I think it's hilarious that you guys bought a Flowbee.
And now, Kevin, is it true you have one of these?
I've been a proud owner and user of the Flowbee for like 10 years.
So I don't.
Do you need help?
Yes, I don't understand. What
Can't
do you?
you tell that he uses a Flowbee?
Yeah. I mean, how do you think I get this lovely
I mean,
quaff that I have?
I mean, it's seriously a vacuum cleaner.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
now,
do you
this
do?
comes from
You have to-
years of my wife not wanting. She used to cut my hair because I used to go to this barber who used to always cut it uneven. She started cutting it, and then she was like, "Enough is enough." So she bought this as a present. I've been using it now for
I
like
can't
9
believe your
years.
wife bought this for you.
Oh, it's
like
the
she's
best.
encouraging this.
So
It's like Happy Valentine's Day,
attach
honey.
it. You attach it to the vacuum. It has different length attachments, and then of course you turn it on. Okay. Now the idea is, like you see in the commercial, you take it and you simply put it against your head. You slowly bat around the head and let it suck the hair. It cuts it. It's a no-brainer. You can literally sit and watch a ball game, drink a beer, and have fun
Is
with
it cutting?
Oh, absolutely. It pulls the hair up. Do you want to see?
Now be careful.
Here, you want to do it on this? I don't want to mess you up. Well, yours
Don't
is
get
too
it close
short.
to your ear.
You need to have longer hair, though.
Really?
Yeah. So put on this so they can demo it.
You can get a little head massage while you're at it there.
I mean, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of.
Okay, you want to try it up here? Okay.
No, that's right.
All right, good. It's great, though. You got to love the Flowbee.
By the way, I love the promo for it says it's the precision.
Sorry, it's still going. That's the one thing. You know, I could probably do my armpits while I'm
No.
I could wax.
No.
Hey, I'll save $50 a pop. Come here, Anderson. Let me get your chest.
I love that it says it's the precision home hair. There's nothing precision about a vacuum cleaner to cut your hair. We got to take a quick break. We'll have more of the first 50 when we come back.
Oh, that is so funny. That's great.
Hey, welcome back. Here we're with Kyra Phillips from HLN. It's great to have her here. We go way back at CNN. I got to show you this quick video. This guy, you know, people in their boats are. I used to have a neighbor who had a huge boat, like a cigarette boat.
And the louder
he was
it
such
is.
a jerk. And he lived across a bay from me. I never even met him. And he would just sit there revving up this ridiculous boat. And everybody in the neighborhood, we all just hated this guy. He finally, I think he died or something. Anyway.
Oh!
Yeah. Well, I don't remember. But the boat's no longer there, so we're all very happy. But no, my neighbor went once to ask. Anyway, he's a jerk. Anyway, so some guy has $1 million boat, which is the problem right there. You shouldn't have $1 million boat. And I guess to show it off to his friends, he takes his friends out on some rough seas off the coast of San Francisco. And
Which is what anyone does with $1 million
right,
fast
yeah.
boat.
Watch what happens as he hits some waves.
Whoa. Got one more set. Oh, shit. He's going right up this one.
What's he doing out there?
Apparently, the boat, it goes 40 feet up in the air. The boat cracks in half, and 3 people on board were taken to the hospital with broken bones. So not only is his $1 million boat broken, he's probably going to be sued by all his friends for injuring them.
And just explain to me what is fun about that.
But he was kind of showing off his big, expensive boat and decided to go over these waves. And someone like that, you know what? You just ride it on the pond. You don't have to show it off like that. It doesn't seem like a good idea.
Speaking of expensive items,
Yeah.
how many women here, you all look pretty young, but how many of you more, I guess, older women, should I say, wore the sexy Gloria Vanderbilt jeans growing up? Yes?
You did? Did you?
Oh yeah. And let me tell you, I could rock them. Okay, let me just show you these pictures. I look just like Farrah Fawcett. Yes, look at that.
Wow.
I am rocking
Are you really?
Gloria Vanderbilt jeans right there.
That's great.
Rocking them like a boy, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Definitely, yes. And, you know, when I found out you were working at CNN, I'm like, oh, yeah, Gloria Vanderbilt, his son. I used to wear those jeans. And, you know, it just so happened, Anderson, I was out shopping the other day. Did you even know that the jeans are still rocking and still available?
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
So I brought these for Anderson to wear.
Oh, yeah, no.
Now, the only problem is they're only women's jeans, but I figured you'd look really good in a size 12.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't think so.
Would you want to try my blue ones?
No, absolutely
Really?
not. Yeah. So but you paid for my college, so I appreciate that. But I saw this story online. There was a woman who she's a vet, and she found a sick and blind deer. This deer that I guess was born blind, and it came to her very sick, and she decided to keep it and basically make it a house pet. Take a look. Dilly the deer is currently being raised as a domesticated house pet by a loving couple in Ohio. After the adorable doe was born, both sick and blind, Dilly's vet decided to bring her home and make her a unique addition to the family.
She's so acclimated to the house now, and she's so much a part of our family. We just can't imagine in any other way at this point.
Whether it's playing in the pool, getting groomed in the kitchen, or just taking a break in her own personal bedroom, Dilly appears to be loving life in her not-so-ordinary home.
She's taught herself to go up and down the stairs, go up in bed. When she's outside, she follows Steve around. She knows her name.
Here, Dill.
This house deer has even become an internet sensation, thanks to her website where you can catch what Dilly is up to next on her own personal Dilly cam. I've never heard of this. Joining us via Skype is Melanie Butera, the vet who took in and raised Dilly and Dilly the deer. So why did you guys decide to raise her as a house pet instead of on your farm?
Well, she was supposed to be raised in the barn, but she was terrified of the horses. She was actually born on a farm. She's not a wild deer. But she was so afraid of the horses that we couldn't put her out there.
What's it like having a deer in the house?
She gets into everything all the time. She's always knocking over coffee and things like that. But she's really not that much more different than a dog.
And where does she sleep?
On this bed right here.
Wow.
That we're sitting on.
Right in between her and her husband.
Right.
Yeah, this is my husband, Steve. I'm sorry.
Okay, but she doesn't sleep on the bed with you guys. She has her own bed.
She has her own bed, but she used to sleep on our bed with us. That was her spot between the two of us, and next to the dog, we were all in the same bed together.
Wow. Well, we know you're going through a tough time right now. You're undergoing chemo. How does Dilly help?
You know, she really knows when I'm not feeling well, and some days it hurts so much I can't sleep in bed, and I have to sleep in a recliner. And instead of sleeping on her bed, she'll lay down on the floor next to the recliner, which is very unusual for her to even lay down on the floor. And she just really senses when I'm not feeling well, and just is all over me, licking me, and trying to comfort me.
Oh, that's great. It's so nice that she has you and that you both have her.
Yeah, she's just a joy.
We wanted to get something for Dilly, so we know she spends a lot of time in her bed. So we got her this blanket. It says, "What's the Dilly-o?" This could be her own blanket. Melanie, we wish you the best. And Dilly and Steve, thanks so much. Amazing, yeah. It's great. I mean, pets are just the greatest thing. But I've never heard of a deer.
Story
Yeah.
about, yeah, that's true. Oh dear.
Yes.
Is that what everybody?
Yes. But a deer as a pet is
story.
crazy.
She's a dear woman.
Yes, she is. Coming up, a woman so infatuated with Raggedy Ann, she actually dresses up as her favorite doll. We'll be right back.